So we're back at this trailer, and today's goal is to get this front out. Get all the siding off, get this front out, and get this rebuilt. All down here, we support the structure, and see what we can do about the floor. Put some new beams down there, and try and get as much of it done as possible. Now, they've tarped up the front, so what's involved here is cutting all the seals, pulling the edging off, and getting all the siding off. And this is one of the reasons I hate duct tape. And I don't think people should use this. Everybody says, you know, WD-40 or duct tape, but you know what? Look at this. Duct tape sucks. It leaves this residue all the time. So I really don't like using this stuff. There's better alternatives that don't do that. So I can get this tarp off here and get started on it. And come back when we made some progress. Alright, well, we got the corner edging off here. Yeah. Well, the old butyl sealant. It's actually, I mean, it's still flexible. It wasn't sealing though, obviously. Now, here's the thing though. Previous owner resealed it, right? As I mentioned in the last video. But had a sale on silicone that day. And just put all the tubes in there, like, yeah. Once again, just as bad a shape, obviously on this side. The wood on these walls here, we already knew that was rotted anyway. Knew that from the inside, so that's no surprise there. Yeah. Alright, we got the siding off the front here, as ironic as that sounds. We start at the top, cut the seal along the top, and then take the panels off one by one, working our way down, and then the front is exposed. So I'll be back when we get that done. So there we got the screws out and got the sealant up, which was not easy, but not as hard as it could have been because it wasn't cleaned. As you can see, the track's nice and clean, but there's dirt on the sealant, so it basically just stuck to the dirt. So we'll get this all peeled up here and get this siding off. Should go pretty quick now. Taking the sealants off, usually the hardest thing. So we got the front off. That was a bigger ordeal than it needed to be, simply because whoever repaired this before, whoever resealed it, they put sealant in the seams here. Which means that these couldn't come off as individual panels, and now they have to be separated. The hard way. So that's supposed to be like house siding. You're not supposed to put sealant in there. But they thought they were doing the best. And then so we end up with is a bunch of rot all everywhere. And that was all, this all just fell out of here. So this is pretty bad here, and this is going to have to be addressed. So it's going to be up to the customer how they want to handle this, because there's no that's going to have to come out of there. Probably have that reshaped. So this piece of the wall right here, but that's not too bad. I don't think they're keeping these panels anyway, or they're painting over them. So we'll talk to them and find out what they want to do, how to handle that, because that's just, I think that's just a couple pieces of plywood there. Deal with all this rot in here. So we finally got the front off of this thing. And that ended up being a bigger ordeal than it needed to be, because whoever resealed this before in their efforts to, I don't know, do the best and stop the leaks. Didn't stop the leaks, but they did put sealant in all the seams here, which means that this could not come off individually and just came off as one big sheet. We're gonna have to deal with that, which means that's gonna take time to clean all that sealant out of there. And all because they were trying to cover it up or thought that they could stop it and then it would stop the rot. I don't know what they were thinking, but so then we end up with all this. And back in there, it's gonna have to be cleaned up. So this felt like it was okay in the wall, but now that we got it exposed, is not. So I'm gonna address all this. Probably gonna have to cut out some floor here, put this beam back in. I'm not sure what about the wall. I don't think they're keeping the panels, so at least we can take this one off and see what's in there. Yeah, the rod all the way along on the floor. I'm gonna put a beam back under there, rebuild all this. Yeah, previous owner resealed. Good job, cut your deal. I fixed the water leak. So, that's where we're at here right now. We get some of this done. See how the rest of the day goes. So I just got curious and wanted to check. Purely for shits and giggles, really. We're looking at 39% water content in this wood, and this is soft. All soft. So, yeah, it looks like there's going to have to be some work done in here. I guess basically we're going to peel this panel back. Everything back in here should still be okay. We'll peel this panel back. We'll make a template out of this. Laminate some wood together. Put that in there. And then put the beam back in up there. All the way down. And basically do the same thing for this side. Except this side's somewhat different. In that it just uses beaming because there's stuff over here. It's framed in instead of using sheets of plywood. This is already rotted and it's at just 7%, 8%. Yeah, there's no saving any of this stuff. Alright, well, see what else we get done today. Alright, so here's where we got it for today. Just about ready to tarp it up for the night. Got to rebuild this, obviously. I want to let some of this dry, because I'm going to cut some of this out, put that back in, or put fresh wood back in, sorry. We got this set up down here, reinforced. Get the rot cut out. Beams going back in. I'll have to make another couple of curved pieces. No, that's about where we're at for right now. I think we're about 10 hours into the job. And not too bad. It's coming along pretty well. So we'll get her tarped up and then we'll see you guys back when we're back here next trying to get this wrapped up, hopefully. Thanks for watching. Stick around for part 3.